America is past the point of no return regarding Iran. The regime there must go. Otherwise, the U.S. will look even more pitiful than it did after Joe Biden's disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021. We got the Russian attack on Ukraine as a result. Hello, I'm Steve Forbes, and this is What's Ahead, where you get the insights you need to better navigate these turbulent times. President Trump must face up to the stark truth that anything less than the overthrow of the extremist government in Iran will be a disastrous strategic defeat for the U.S. China will conclude that serious efforts to take Taiwan will not be seriously resisted. Putin will conclude that the U.S. will not enable Ukraine to resist Russia in the long term. South Korea and Japan will conclude they'll have to become nuclear powers. So will Germany and perhaps even Poland. Who knows what North Korea will be tempted to do? Ditto Saudi Arabia and Egypt. All this bodes ill for a peaceful, stable, and prosperous world. Instead, we'll have the kind of uncertainty that hung over Europe that led to 2 world wars in the last century. The terrorist rulers of Iran will do anything they can to stay in power, no matter how much blood is shed. Thousands of protesters have been killed. Thousands more have been arrested, and most will be executed if the mullahs retain power. President Trump has repeatedly urged protesters to fight, saying that help is on the way. Countless civilians have risen up, facing arrest or death, in the expectation that the U.S. would indeed back up their cause to overthrow an odious, tyrannical regime that has, among its numerous sins, murdered or maimed over 1,000 Americans. The protesters know they can't bring down their bloodthirsty overlords without outside help. But then the president said on Wednesday that he's been told that the regime has ceased executions, implying that American military action may now be off the table and perhaps there might be negotiations. There are reports President Trump has told Iran that he won't attack. The president and his team can't escape the truth that Iran's rulers, despite their corruption, are fanatical revolutionaries who will never cease their activities as long as they hold power. They conflate their survival with the survival of Islam itself. We made one big blunder after we and Israel blasted Iran's nuclear facilities last summer. Israel wanted to follow up by destroying Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC. This force, not Iran's traditional military, keeps the regime in power. The IRGC and its auxiliaries are the ones gleefully slaughtering the protesters today. So what should the U.S. do to make good President Trump's repeated promise that help is on the way? We should bomb the bases of the IRGC. We know where they are. To raise dissenters' morale, we should bomb headquarters of the Intelligence Ministry. For the same reason, we should hit the notorious Evin prison with precision weapons, kill the guards in their facilities, not the prisoners. We should bomb Karg Island, the chief terminal for exporting Iranian oil to China. Simultaneously, we should intercept oil tankers delivering Iranian oil. Without oil money, the regime will become helpless. We should destroy Iran's drone and missile factories and what's left of their nuclear program. Such action will also help Ukraine, as Russia is reliant on Iranian drones. We should engage in cyber attacks while working with the Israelis to hit Iran's cyber warfare assets. We should reassure Iran's traditional military that except for removing war criminals, they won't be disbanded, and thus they have no stake in preserving the current gang of terrorists ruling their country. The bloodthirsty mullahs will try to attack U.S. bases. They may try to kill President Trump and others. We must move fast. The time for half measures regarding Iran's terror regime is over. I'm Steve Forbes. Thanks for listening. Do send in your comments and suggestions, and I look forward to being with you soon again.